Hi, everybody. It's Lori from GLP-1 Journey in Review. Today, we're going to talk a little bit uh, about how the year went. So here it is, almost Christmas, a little over a week left in the year. How's everybody been doing on their GLP-1 journey? I know for me, I've been in maintenance. I've stayed in my 5 to 6 pound goal. I'm very happy about that. I have just recently titrated up to 7, 7.5 in that area there. I've been having a little bit of a hard time getting back down to my original 118, which was my goal weight. That's, where I decided, hey, I feel pretty comfortable at this weight. I feel I feel real good. Yes, I'll learn to talk. And I guess this weight is okay, and it actually falls into the BMI category that I should be in. I know BMI is very outdated and stuff, but it's something to go by, and that's what I did. So, unfortunately, the last month or so, I've gone up to the upper part of my goal weight that I allowed in my 5 pound thing. I just can't get back down to 118. The closest that I've gotten is 119.8. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just don't understand why I can't get back down to 118. I just finished a video on this, which will probably come out next week. It's a little bit frustrating because I don't know why I can't go back down, and I know it's only like a pound. It shouldn't really matter, but for some bizarre reason, it is. It's just kind of driving me a little bit crazy. And am I okay? Sure, I'm okay if I stay at 120. So let me tell you about things that I've tried. I tried basically having protein shake for breakfast, protein shake for lunch, protein shake for snack, and a very light dinner as far as a protein and a carb. And that's it. I tried that for a couple days, still nothing. Then I decided, well, maybe I'm not eating enough. And I increased my calories. Now, my normal amount of calories is somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500. So I went back up to that and nothing. I tried adding more protein. I tried hydrating more. Garan Golnick, hi, thanks for joining us. It's always nice to see people coming onto the live. Appreciate your commenting. If anybody has any ideas why I can't lose that stupid little pound, let me know. I have been trying for almost 2 months now. Now I will say in that 2 months, excuse me, I went on vacation and I did gain a little bit. And like I said, I started to go back down, but he can't hit it exactly. I'm hanging right around 120. Should I be satisfied? Of course, I've still lost, 70 pounds or so, but it's driving me crazy. And, other than that, my year has gone great as far as the GLP-1 medication, staying on maintenance, staying right on track, and everything along those lines. So I can't really complain, but I don't know why. I know that my exercise has been pretty consistent, but you know, hey, am I gaining muscle? According to both my Renfro scale and my Hume body pod, it's right around the same. I haven't done any measurements yet. I guess that is the next uh, thing to try. And, well, I'll see because I know muscle does weigh more than fat, but I don't feel like I've really gained. Hey there, Terrence, Mr. Randeville. I really enjoyed your turkey stir fry video. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm actually making some turkey tonight, so I'll probably be trying it pretty soon. Um, again, thank you for the turkey ideas. I think they're great. I'm glad you're getting more subscribers. Hopefully, you'll hit the amount so that you could have a live soon. I'm trying to get to your premieres, but hey, I work. Merry Christmas to you, Sandro. I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. So that's how my maintenance has gone. So since I haven't been able to try it both with um, basically having protein shakes, increasing my calories, increasing my protein, decreasing everything. Uh, I was a little bit paid a little bit more attention to intermittent fasting. Now I somewhat do in intermittent fasting, not intentional, but I'm not a breakfast person, and pretty much I don't really eat anything before 10:30, and I stop eating at around 7:30 at night. So it's kind of built in. Yeah, I've been a little bit more mindful in keeping that window of absolutely nothing and, hey, I'm willing to try almost everything. So, we'll have to see. And again, I'm at a loss as to why this is happening. But I have been pretty consistent with my workouts. I kind of looked at my uh, Planet Fitness where I go on at their app, and I really thought I was doing better. I had 115 visits. There was a week that their scanning thing wasn't working, so it may be a little bit more. And I also do go to Hotworks, and there are some times that I just went to Hotworks, but that's only a little bit more than 2 per week, and I thought I was doing a little bit better than that. So one of my 2026 goals is to make sure that I do at least 3, if not 4 workouts, and I'm gonna be working on some home workouts, and maybe I'll do a video on them. I thought about doing some videos, at the gym. I know a lot of people don't really like when you're videoing there. Now, when I go to Hotworks, I will do some videos. They don't mind that you do videos. They've actually encouraged me because, for them, it's free publicity, and they're all for that. So, we'll see about that. The only problem is, it's a small sauna, in there, so it's kinda hard to get a view of the whole actual machines in the workout because the room is small, and I don't really wanna have my camera outside of the sauna because then I'd have to have the door open, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the sauna. But I really do enjoy working out in a sauna. I'm a type of person, I don't really sweat a lot. So, being in a sauna, yes, I do. And I think that it releases the toxins that should be released and so forth. Plus, I also found that my recovery and muscle soreness is a lot better after or while I'm working out in the sauna afterwards. I don't feel it as much. And, that's got to be a good thing. So I really do enjoy that. Plus, 24-hour access, every single day, 365 days a year. So even though my gym is going to be closed on Christmas, we'll go to the Hotworks, and they have a very, very small gym. Basically, it's like uh, 2 multi-use equipments and some dumbbells if you want to do it that way. I guess they have like a rope thing set up that you could do, and that's about it. So, I may do a little bit of that because my gym isn't open. And another reason is I wake up a lot earlier than my wife does because I go to work a lot earlier and I'm used to getting it. So, it's really good that as long as I'm up, I'll just get out, do my workout, get the exercise in. I think it'll be good. It'll be good for me. I always feel better after. And again, that is one of my 2026 goals is to work out a little bit more with a little bit more consistency. Um, now usually work 12 to 14-hour days. I'm supposed to only work 3 of them. I tend to pick up extra days. So I'd like to have at least 2, if not 3 days off, and, yeah, on days that I don't go, or if I'm just too busy to go, then I'll do a little home workout. I got a little bit of equipment. I've got some dumbbells. I've got I got this new core machine, and a yoga mat. So I'll just work out some stuff. So Terrence or Mr. Randomville just started at the gym for the first time since his journey. Yes, the aching is real. One thing that I like about going to the gym that I go to is that afterwards, well, first I go to Hot Works, which is in a sauna, so that's, you know, very, I'm not going to say relaxing, but you don't get as much soreness. Then when I go to the gym, they have a cryo chair which you could set to hot, cold, and switch it for. It depends. You could ask them for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want. And I do that. And then they have a hydro massage lounger, which you could set the pressure, and it's like a full body massage. So, that helps, anything to um, relax you afterwards helps with your um, recovery from the workout. So that seems to help, at least for me. So um, that's about it. Let me take a quick look at the comments, see what people are saying. Uh, Seem to be getting a lot of people that I'm going to have to kick out here. No problem. Just give me a moment. Let's see. I've got a swimming pool. I'm going to do, there's a sauna and a steam room. Uh, there any advice? Well, they say cold, hot, cold. So, that would be my advice. I don't know what temperature they keep the pool at, but I used to do just the pool and then jump into the steam room. But then from what I'm reading is that cold afterwards is good. Uh, I'm assuming the weather there that it's an indoor pool. Now, I live in South Florida, so our pool is heated. I know in the wintertime they only keep it at like 84, which to me is a little bit cold. But like I said, I'm in South Florida, so you know that's the thing. In the prime time in summer, it gets to almost 90 degrees in the pool. And for me, I kind of like that. I'm kind of used to that, especially since I do some working out in the pool. Some people, that's a little bit too warm, but, to each their own. Yes, it's a heated indoor pool. That's great because, you live in the UK and it is winter there. So let me know how it goes, Terrence. Hopefully, you're taking Rochelle with you, and getting a good workout. I do enjoy working out in the pool. I had some cool resistance, like dumbbells and things you put on your feet and stuff, and arms, so that you could work out a little bit more. They worked out really well. I used to bring them to the pool all the time, and I really enjoyed it. So, plus I live in a retirement community, so it seems that like when I go to the pool, there's a lot of elderly people that are doing their walking in the pool because it still gets pretty warm here. I think tomorrow it's going to be 85. And although the humidity is lower now, in the summer when it's like 88, 90 and humid, you don't really want to go take a walk. Plus, if you have bad knees or any, bad shoulders, hips, or anything like that, a lot less resistance in the pool. So, uh, you know, it helps a lot of us. So I kind of have to uh, if I'm going to do any swimming or exercise, I tend to go towards the deep end because they're in the shallow end, which is why I appreciate when you put the little resistance thing on your feet and arms, and they have a little band that you could put on your waist. It keeps you floating, and you know that helps. Speaking of Raquel, Merry Christmas, Lori. Hope you had a wonderful festive break, even if it was a short. Yeah, it was only 3 days, and I enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. It's good just to get away. We have a place that we go by the beach, and it's literally an hour away, which is not too long of a drive, but it's far enough that you really feel like you're definitely away. So, I like that, and I just find it very relaxing at the beach. It was a little bit too windy to actually sit at the beach, and we were only gone for a short time, so we didn't really even do that. We had a couple of friends that live in the upper part of the state kind of meet us because it's kind of a halfway point, and we just kind of hung out with them and did things with them. Uh, see, yes, you have to get her. She hits plateau with the Monjero, and she needs to go up to 7.5. Um, at least she's on a lower dose. 7.5 should help with the plateau, but there are other things you could try, like increasing your protein. I don't know if you followed the downsized at all, but Lorraine from the downsized has her hamburger theory. When you're on a plateau, just go ahead to a restaurant, order a cheeseburger and fries. You don't have to eat all the fries, but it's just something, a change in your system, because sometimes your body gets used to eating the same foods over and over and over again, or following, if you have 3 or 4, different meals and just kind of rotate them, then, it's your body gets used to it. Um, Metabolic adaptation comes in, just staying at the same calories. Sometimes you need to raise it up for just a good meal, then, that will help. And, a lot of times that works. So, that's a trick that, she may want to try. It all depends. I don't know how her appetite suppression is and so forth. And, you know, other factors in it. Uh, One thing that I really like is because I'm on a compound. Well, you guys have the multi-dose pen, so you could kind of go in between. Sometimes I go in, like when I get back from vacation, and I know I've eaten a little bit more than what I'm used to eating. Sometimes if I just go back to the way I was eating, I'm a little hungry because after a week or so, you're used to eating a little bit more. So, for example, if I was on 7.5 before I left, and I don't really want to go up to 10, but sometimes I'll make it like 8.5 for just a week to kind of give me a little bit more appetite suppression, and that seems to work. And then like the next week, I kind of go back to my regular dose, and that way I'm not, you know, messing up my dosages, and I'm following a schedule. Sorry if it looks like I'm looking away, because I am. There's a couple trollers on here that I'm getting rid of. And they put this new thing where you could have vertical and horizontal at the same time. Unfortunately, with the verticals, you tend to get a little bit more of these trollers, and I kind of want to get them out of the way because their comments aren't useful at all. And yes, it was yummy. I'm assuming you're talking about one of Terrence's meals. Like I said, I really enjoyed looking at that turkey stir fry. And like I said, I'm making turkey tonight, so I'm going to have some leftover, and I plan on doing that. Um, And if for some reason, because it's just a small boneless turkey breast, we should have enough for that. But if we have enough leftovers, I might have it for a second dinner. And yesterday we had rotisserie chicken for lunch, and of course we didn't eat the whole thing, so I took it off of the bone and I froze it. So if I don't do it with the turkey, I'll at least do it with the chicken because that gave me some good ideas. Like I never thought about adding the hoisin sauce. So, everybody, Mr. Randomville, go to his channel. If you want to put your link in the comments, you could, or type in hashtag GLP-1 and your channel link will come up. Some good recipes. We really want to get Terrence's channel going. He really wants to start doing live. So go on over to his channel, like, subscribe, watch. He's been doing some premieres since he can't do live because that kind of kicks off at least a live conversation. Uh, Anything we could do to help him to get to that goal and to be able to have a live, I think it'll not only will it benefit him, it'll benefit us because we will be able to watch his lives and learn something. Um, let's see here. I'm just checking these comments. There we go. There comes your link. A little bit of a delay there. Sorry, but now your link is in there. So if you want to click on his link, I'll try to put it in the description after this gets uploaded. Probably won't be till tomorrow, so that it'll be in the description and you could go ahead and check out his channel. And, like I said, if I could do anything to help people along, I'd love to do that. He's got some really good cooking ideas. Uh, Let me know in the comments, Terrence, how your editing's coming, because that's what you got to do is learn how to edit. And you'll have a lot more success with your videos. Plus, it'll be cheaper in the long run. And a little bit more easier for some people to watch. You won't have to make the meal 4 or 5 times just to get everything. So just a little bit of an encouragement there, a little bit of a tip. So also let me know in the comments, people, how your GLP-1 year in review is going. How has 2025 been for you? Have you reached any of your smaller goals? Have you had any non-scale victories? As far as non-scale victories, I finally fit into a size 2, and on some of the bottoms, I've actually had a size 0. So that, was a non-scale victory for me. Depending on how clothes run, I'm between a 2 and 4 usually. Like I said, I think that 0 was just because it was pretty stretchy material. Yeah, you're in a review. I did say that. A little bit of a speech problem there. Sorry, I've been doing videos all day because now I work for. I'm actually off Christmas, which is my birthday, by the way, um, and then I'm back working. I think like 5 or 6 days in a row. So I wanted to have videos to come on out. Uh, Let's see. Just need 16 more people, 16 more of you lovely guys or girls, so that you could do a live. Give me ideas to cook GLP-1. Again, I really like your turkey series. Uh, Maybe different things you could do with chicken, because chicken seems to be a really big protein dish, or different ways to cook salmon. That would be, salmon. I love salmon. I would appreciate that. But like I said, sometimes it's like, what do we have? How are we having our chicken for dinner? Is what my wife asks me sometime. I'm like, I guess we do have it a lot. I used to be primarily seafood. But since I'm working so much, we get factor meals, which is basically a meal that comes to you I think we order either 6 or 8 of them a week, depending on how many days I'm working, and it's all fresh ingredients, real ingredients, stuff you could say, 2 minutes in the microwave, and it's ready. So, I'm, you know, okay with that. Their chicken seems to be their main dish or their best dish. They do have some beef. I wasn't too big of a fan of their filet mignon. I like a really good filet mignon if I'm going to actually eat a steak. They do have some, shredded type of beefs, which are pretty good. So, that we have as a little bit of a change. Let's see, when I worked Saturday night. So we had it was shredded chicken, loaded baked potato, and they gave you a little about this big of a serving thing of like mashed potatoes, and I think it had chunks of bacon, some cheese, some scallion, and then the shredded chicken, the cheese, of course, sour cream, a little bit in there, and so forth. And that was pretty good. Um, they do have one like that with some beef in it. Um, I don't think it's mashed potatoes. I think it's just sliced potatoes, which is, let me see what you're saying here. Okay, give me a chicken dish, Lori, and I will put one out soon. Uh, Either a Greek style chicken is good for me, or lemon garlic chicken tend to be my favorite. I do make a Parmesan encrusted chicken. So those are just a couple of ideas there. Uh, you don't have to do all of them, obviously, but those are my three chicken go-tos when I'm cooking them. Uh, I recently ordered from it was a butcher shop. I think it's in uh, Pennsylvania in the United States. Here, they have chicken fried chicken instead of chicken fried steak, and I think the calorie count was like 160, and you make it in the air fryer. Yes, it does have a little bit of carbs, but it really wasn't too bad looking at the ingredients and the nutritional content, and put it in the air fryer. Uh, and I've had that before, and it comes out really good. I think you cook it for like you could either cook it frozen or defrosted, and anywhere from 9 to 15 minutes. And let's see, I could do the best factor meals and try to do it better. Okay, well, like I said, they have a shredded chicken, loaded mashed potato, which is one of our favorite ones, and I think it comes with some broccoli. They have the excuse me, shredded beef over some sliced potatoes, and that comes with some Brussels sprouts. Those are probably my favorite factor meals. They recently just started having salads in there, so those are coming. I had one of their uh, chicken Thai salad. That was pretty good. I have a chicken Caesar salad coming, and another, I forgot what type of salad, but basically a chicken. I think it had some fruit in it. So uh, we'll see how those are. And like I said, it's kind of silly, but my wife will say to me, "What kind of chicken are we having tonight?" And sometimes I like to make it at least a little bit different. And again, we have our some of our favorite also in our factor meals. They have some pretty good breakfast ones, like pancakes, eggs, and turkey sausage. So sometimes I'll have breakfast for dinner. So, like I said, because I like different things. I don't want my body to get used to the same foods, the same, every week having the same four regular dinners. So, like, I like to mix it up a little bit. Uh, like I said, tonight I'm actually making a turkey. Yesterday I made swordfish. Uh, those are the only days off that I've really had. So, you know, that's it with the meals. Uh, Christmas, I am going to make some lamb chops. I will. make some mashed potatoes with it. I haven't decided if I'm gonna make them or, one of the delis by me literally has a container like this of mashed potatoes and perfect amount for 2 people on a GLP-1, and I'll have a, fresh vegetable. I have some fresh, Brussels sprouts, and I also have some butternut squash, so I haven't decided which one I'm gonna make on Christmas, and pretty much it. I bought a bunch of fresh fruit, some, papaya, some, honeydew, only it's called dino melon because it's coming from Brazil now because it's not in season here, and, uh, mixed fruit for my wife. She likes the pineapple and the mixed fruit. So I got those for her. I got the other ones for me. Also got some grapes because they, besides nice sweet grape for dessert, they also, I get a little bit hungry or think I'm a little bit hungry. I'll throw like 4 or 5 of them, grab some out of there and have that as a snack. Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to get to this here. And my cursor's going a little bit crazy. What is the traditional Christmas dinner? Is it turkey only? Because you have Thanksgiving not that long ago. Exactly. And I have did have turkey, but it was so good. And again, I make a boneless turkey breast like the one I'm making today. It's 3.5 pounds. So, it's not a huge thing. Uh, Traditional. A lot of people have seafood. Uh, I tend to make lamb a lot for Thanksgiving, I mean, for Christmas. And since I've been with my wife, we pretty much basically have had some sort of lamb dish. Some people make a prime rib. Standing rib roast is on sale at all the stores, so I guess that's pretty popular. Ham is also pretty popular, but like you said, a lot of people what they didn't have for Thanksgiving will have for Christmas. Now, as far as cooking for um, New Year's Eve, I always like to have filet mignon. One of the traditions, again, is the prime rib, but that's just too much food and too fatty. So just a filet mignon, however many of us are going to be, that's how many fillets I'll get. Uh, I haven't done a breakfast yet. That sounds good. I'm doing Brussels sprouts in tomorrow's video. I'm one of the people, Brussels sprouts are a thing. You either love them or you hate them. I love them. So, that's just me. Unfortunately, my wife loves them too. So, that's pretty good. Turkey in the UK. I didn't even know you, is that for Christmas? Because I was going to say, I didn't think you guys had Thanksgiving. Uh, let's see. I love lamb. It can be a little fatty, but only once a year. Yeah, but it seems like every single diet in the past that I was on, and I've been on some crazy, crazy diets, they allowed you to have lamb chops uh, as counted as a beef, of course. Again, I don't have it too often because it is a little bit fatty and a little bit expensive. But beef these days is, even chicken is expensive. So what the heck? I don't have it that often, like you said, only once a year. So, uh, yeah, okay, get rid of this trailer. Sorry about that. Okay, so that'll take care of also New Year's. New Year's, I probably will have either a baked potato or a stuffed potato, but I will split it with my wife, so it's really only a half. Again, a vegetable, and I just love fresh fruit for dessert. And now I just recently found, I should have brought them in here because I don't remember the name of them, but they're chocolate covered yogurt, and I particularly like the one that's caramel. My wife likes the one that's chocolate, and it's little, but it's enough to crave, quench your sweet tooth and so forth. If you're especially if you're craving chocolate, it's enough. It's only 70 calories. It has 3 grams of protein because of the it's Greek yogurt in there, and for some reason, it really doesn't taste like Greek yogurt. It almost tastes like frozen yogurt. And hey, yeah, to me, it's pretty good. I don't have it that often, maybe once, maybe at most twice a week. So, since I'm trying to get back to that 118 instead of the 120, I've kind of, not had them recently because I'm trying everything to get um, to get back down to my 118. So, I was kind of looking at your comment here. Why do people ask bomb lives? Like I said, they have this new thing there where you could do the vertical and the horizontal. The vertical kind of draws them in. I think this is the last time I'm going to do both at the same time, because if you do the horizontal one, you don't get this very often. And I think that's the route that I'm going to go. This is only the second time that I've done this, and both times I've run into this problem. So again, you know, I had to try it because it's new, but can't eat beans on jacket. Yum. That must be a British thing. John, that is so English, especially if you add grated cheese. Again, I apologize. I'm not too familiar with the uh, English meals, but I'm willing to give everything a try. What the heck? I saw Terrence some of your videos on that, and yeah, I might try that one day. You never know. It's like I said, it's just right now at work, since I do work in the medical profession doing CAT scans and MRIs, we're getting bombarded because everybody wants to get their exam done before the year is over so that they don't have to worry about their deductible. And then we're going to get a rush of people in January because then they come down here for the summer now that for the winter now that the holidays are over, and people that couldn't get in before the end of the year are just going to say hell with it and schedule their exams anyhow. This is our busy season now, probably up until about April. Even our off season is pretty busy, so that's one thing you can count on, people getting sick, unfortunately. So we stay pretty busy at work. Again, the way I look at it, it's helping me make sure that I get my 10,000 steps in. I think last year I averaged 8,700. One of my other goals is to up that a little bit. Like I said, unfortunately, I have this habit of breaking my foot, but it really hasn't stopped me too much from walking. But once I hit about 6,000, it starts to hurt. So I guess it does affect it, but not that much. So because it's a stress factor, it's not an actual, really bad break. I mean, it still is considered a break, but um, that's life. Deal with it, make the best of it. And, that's pretty much what I do. You guys are actually making me hungry here talking about all this English food. Uh, so I'm going to have some of my Profi. I've been enjoying. That's one thing that I started this year is having Profi, half coffee, half protein drink. Sometimes it's a little bit more protein drink than coffee. Um, it's tasty. Again, you could also put some of those zero sugar syrups in there, just a little bit for taste. I tend to put the sugar-free brown sugar cinnamon. I really like that. And it's a caramel um, smoothie, or I use what Java makes their Profi mix, and I'll have that with protein milk. Vary it a little bit. I tend to really get addicted to those now. I pretty much have those now instead of my protein shake. So yeah, I think 25 grams of protein in one, and depending on how many scoops that I use, um, and I use the fat-free protein milk, it comes out to about 140, 170 calories, so not bad. Where my protein shake was, I think 260, 270. So if I actually have two, I don't feel bad because it's about the same amount of calories as protein shake, a little bit protein shake and a half, I should say. So that's what I've been doing for 2025, making sure that I do my exercise, keeping up on my protein. Another one of my goals, and again, my goal video should be coming out probably next week, is I want to increase my hydration. I've been slacking a little bit lately on that. I probably only sometimes only drink like 2.5 bottles of water. I do drink more, but as far as just water, that's it. You know, I have some protein drinks, which actually does count. The more caffeine it, the less I count it. If I throw a shot of espresso in it, I only count half of it as hydration. I just released a video not that long ago that explains the science behind counting caffeinated beverages and coffee as hydration. And yes, you can do that. Like I said, if it's espresso in there, 50%. If it's just a little coffee or tea, 75%. I think that's the number. I'd have to actually look at the video again, but it's right around there. I've seen the skinny syrups things. Uh, Got to get some. Yeah, like I said, I use the skinny syrup, the brown sugar, cinnamon, and kind of got turned on to that because when I go to Starbucks, they have the brown sugar shaken espresso with oat milk. And I really like that. And they use the syrup. They don't use the zero sugar one. They use, actual sugared one. So I figured, well, why not have the 0 calorie one and kind of make it myself? So I do. Although I have to admit, this morning I treated myself to Starbucks because, according to my app, I was due a free one. And actually, since my birthday is Thursday, I get another one on Thursday, which was one of the reasons why I stopped at Starbucks to see if they were going to be open on Christmas. And yes, they are from 5 a.m. to 6:30, which kind of sucks if you work at Starbucks here. But, you know, I'm looking forward to the coffee in the morning. Probably after I go work out, I'll grab my free birthday one, come home, chill out a little bit, and hang out with my wife. I don't know. I was actually thinking of going to the movies to see Song Sung Blue, which is about some Neil Diamond look-alike, not look-alike, sound-alike or copycat type of band type thing. Their story, and they're sold out. Just there are a couple seats, but like front row, which I didn't really want, or not together. So I guess we'll see that another time. Maybe we'll watch a movie at home. Raquel, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday and Merry Christmas. Same to you. No, it's not your birthday, but Merry Christmas. Happy New Year if I don't see you again or talk to you again. I've noticed this from Terrence, Mr. Randonville. I've noticed started upping my coffee intake since we got a new coffee machine. I don't know if it helped, but my weight loss has decreased. Some people actually say, and I've actually mentioned this in my video, that sometimes the caffeine will actually help motivate you and kind of get you going for a little bit, which could help burn a little bit more calories. Depends on what you put in it. If you put a lot of coffee or sugar in it, yes, it's going to increase your calories. But if it's just plain old coffee, it really is 0 calories. If you're using an artificial sweetener, it could play a little bit of a trick on your insulin resistance. I have never had that problem. I use artificial sweetener. My favorite is the stevia. So, like, it hasn't made any difference. I've used this through prior diets. I've used it losing my 70 some pounds and never had a problem. But I have read with some people that if you have too much of it, it can mess with your insulin resistance a little bit and help or stop you from losing some of your weight because of that. But like I said, everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's journey is a little bit different. Uh, Terrence, happy birthday, Miss. Okay. Uh, Thank you. Again, Merry Christmas to you and your girlfriend. Use stevia. Like I said, you might be one of those people that the stevia kind of messes with your insulin resistance. So, again, it's all trial and error. Everybody's a little bit different. It's new. I'm sure you'll cut back. For me, like I said, it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't affect my sleep. I don't usually drink espresso, cappuccino, or even my profis like an hour before I go to bed. But yeah, I will up till about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I go to bed, and it doesn't bother me. And sometimes I'll have an iced tea or something with caffeine, Diet Coke or something like that with dinner. That doesn't really seem to affect me. So, I guess I'm lucky that way. I have actually had my K-cup machine, the peach iced tea K-cups, and like I didn't finish it. And I'm like, oh, well, let me take that to bed with me instead of water. And like caffeine just doesn't affect me that way. Like I said, everybody's different. I know some people, if they don't stop their caffeine after 3 o'clock, they just can't sleep. Everybody's different. So again, I just wanted to touch base with everybody on what was going on with me 2025, what some of my future goals are in 2026. Again, I have to concentrate on hydration. I want to increase my workout because it also helps with some of the loose skin. Now, I'm going to be 69, so I'm gonna. My skin isn't as elastic as somebody in their 30s and 40s, so I'm gonna have some. I can't fill it all with muscle. Even if I did and was this super, super, muscle bound person, I'd still have loose skin. So, it's, you know, that's just part of it. You want to get rid of it. It's basically plastic surgery. Although I'm trying a new little machine. That's supposed to help with tightening skin. I think it's helping a bit, but it's not a facelift or tummy tuck. To think that it is would be kind of stupid. Does it help? Yeah. Is it the same? No, nothing is. I'm trying like red light stuff. Again, like I said, it helps. It's not going to cure it. That's reality. Thank you, Terrence, for saying that I look great. Appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up because I got to start my turkey. Have a good night, everybody.